Now then YouTube, I'm the TOFF man and welcome back to more Mekanism and RFTools Unite. Today guys, we're going to be going through a couple of your suggestions because I have had a break in recording and I can go through all the suggestions of what you've been doing previously and take some of them on board. Now, Buckwheat actually says to me, he says, hey, come in here. Oh, by the way guys, I fixed this. The lighting updates of the Mekanism machines. If you go into the config, there's a particular config that says machine effects equals true. If you turn that to false, it will completely disable all the lighting updates and stuff like that from Mekanism stuff. Highly useful. Apparently, Buckwheat says to me, why don't you just use for the power cells? Was it the advanced one? Or was it the simple one? No, it wasn't the simple. It was just a normal one, wasn't it? Instead of using the machine frame, sorry, my one. Instead of using the machine frame, just use a simple power cell instead of the machine frame. So I'll sort that out, but I'll do that in between episodes. I won't do that right now. Well, I might do it. I've still got no ender pearl, so it makes no difference anyway. So there's that to sort out. So thank you very much for that suggestion. I will certainly change that. T.S. Kimball, thank you very much for the suggestions that you made. I did, in fact, last episode. If we pop down here, I need to sort this out because this looks absolutely terrible. I did, in fact, last episode put a chest above there to keep all the substrate because I do know that you do require plastic for the reactor, and eventually I do want to do that. I might not need it, however. I'm probably going to want it because I you know, it's Mekanism and RFTools Unite. I want to do as much as I can in both of the mods put together. So thank you very much for that. I've done that one. So Shadow's Assassin also says at the bottom of the power cell, sorry, not the power cell, the other one, the Mekanism version of it, there is an option to change this. Now, I actually did find that. So this is EU. MT, MJ, but we're going to stay with RF, so this is going to run off RF, or going to show us RF, and of course everything else runs off RF as well, so we will leave that as follows. So thank you very much, Shadows. Patrick says, please replace the grass under the door. You know what? You make a good point, sir. Let's go and change this grass that's underneath here. So we want, what is it, the birch wood, and I think I'm pretty sure I've got some kicking around. Although, I don't think I've got any left. So let me grab that. Let me grab my chisel as well. If I can find said chisel in all of this. Where is my chisel? Let's put that birch door back. There it is. Apparently, the reason why stuff might be flying into my inventory here is because of mouse tweaks. Which I would have expected something of the like. Right, is that what they are? They are indeed. Look at that. Now you can no longer... Oh no, I took the doors. I needed the doors. I thought I'd messed up there, but I haven't. We're okay. So that should keep you nice and happy now. Oh, I've messed up. 5 years later. There we go. Woo! Good stuff. So now you can see. Now there's a tiny little bit of grass underneath there, and I do apologise, but it's just going to have to stay as is. Glitch Reaper suggests that I add in something called Neotech. Now I took a quick look at that, and unfortunately it adds other bits and bobs that I don't really want to add in. But the tubes do look good, but I think we've got something pretty much sorted up there with the tubes. Again, you guys haven't seen that particular episode yet, because I haven't edited it and uploaded it yet, but... I have sorted out the tube system. I've also added in, guys, ender storage, that's the one it's called, which gives us an ender tank, ender pouch, and an ender chest, just to allow us to have that wireless transport. Because when I've got that thing flying around doing all sorts of mining and stuff, it's going to be a pain in the backside trying to get it back to here. So I've gone ahead and done that for wireless transport. There's no other way that I can see of doing wireless transport in either of these mods. So unfortunately, I've had to add ender storage. I didn't want to, but unfortunately, I had to. Right, so today, guys, now we've got a decent source of power, which is going quite well, I must admit. Going very well indeed. This thing is burning away, burning the midnight oil. I am going to add an ability to get triple the amount of ores. At the moment, we're only getting 2 times ore, and I want to change this so that we're getting 3 times ore. So let me get the bits and bobs together, guys, so that we can triple our ore production. So just to explain exactly what's going to be happening here before I go ahead and make everything and get all confusing, is we're after something that will give us iron clumps. Now there is other bits that will get us iron shards and iron crystals and stuff like that. We're not going to get into that. We're going to do the iron clumps. This requires a purification chamber. Now not only does it require a purification chamber, but it does require oxygen as well to be able to use it. And I believe you can put flint in there to do something or other. I don't know what. I can't remember what that's for. Not necessary. I know that the flint is not necessary, I believe. But that will basically split 1 iron ore down into 3 iron clumps. So this iron clump then can then be put through to the crusher to make dirty iron dust. And then the dirty iron dust can be put into the enrichment chamber to make it iron dust, and then of course that can be smelted up into iron ingots. So basically you can get 3 iron from 1 iron ore, and I desperately need this. Now not only that, but when it comes to diamonds and stuff, because we're going to need a lot of diamonds for Steve's carts, and I'm going to want to do a bit on Steve's carts, so probably going to need a lot of diamonds. We've got 18 diamonds, and we're going to need some way of getting a fortune pick. So eventually I want to set up something that will allow me to enchant a diamond pickaxe with fortune on it as well, so that we can silk touch mine any diamond ore, any coal, any redstone, all that sort of stuff, and then we can have it, give us a lot more diamonds for what we get from it. So, okay, right, let me get together. Now, what I'm going to do is, instead of using these individual machines, I'm going to use them and I'm going to create factories, because it's about time I started making factories, guys. I've got the power to be able to do it. We should be able to do this absolutely simply, and it should be no problem at all with the amount of resources that we should have nowadays. We should be fine on making factories. So the first thing I'm going to need is a purifying factory. Now, they come in 3 different types: the basic, the advanced, and the elite. Or just a purification chamber. The purification chamber does 1. The basic purifying factory does 3, I believe. The advanced does 5, and I think the elite does 7. I could be completely wrong by saying that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. Now we're going to need a few bits and bobs. I think we haven't got a purification chamber anyway at the moment, so I'm going to have to go and craft one of them. Basic purifying chamber. I bet we don't have any of these. So we don't have advanced control circuits, guys. Oh, look at this. Making a right mess of everything. How does one make one of these? Oh, that's not too bad, actually. We should be able to make some of these. We will craft 4 of these, because why not? And we will pile everything back into our inventories. Good. Basic purifying factory. Purifier. We should be able to make one of these. We need an enrichment chamber. Interesting. Which needs a steel casing. Have I got enough to make one of these? Glass being the issue. It's always glass, isn't it? Now I think I did some. Oh, I mustn't have done. I did crush down some gravel though. We'll have to crush it down into sand. And then we're going to have to put some speed upgrades and stuff on this. Let me get all the stuff together to be able to get a full production chain, guys. And then we can get to building and get 3 times our production. Alright guys, I've started messing around over here, just making an area of which to do everything. So I've got the electrolytic separator and the electric pump just under there. This is all working absolutely fine. We're gaining oxygen, we're getting that hydrogen, obviously we're not using it yet. But at the moment, what I would like to do is to get this basic pressurized tube and just pop that up here. Now, I don't know if the purifier will actually be able to take it from underneath. If it can take it from underneath, then this is going to be pretty ledge. Basic purifying factory, there you are. Let's pop that onto there. It's also in the power, and it's actually taking the oxygen from underneath. That's fantastic. That's great. So what we need to do is the side of the config, gases, they're all pretty much all on input. So we want to auto eject the items when they come into us. Let's turn all of these off for the moment. So that's the purifying factory down. That then needs to go into the crusher, which is here. This crusher will also have all of its sides off, and then the auto eject on. There's going to be no gases going from the crusher here. Then it's going to want to go into the enrichment factory, which is right here. And that again will turn all of these off for the moment and auto eject on. And then from the enrichment chamber it'll go into the basic smeltery. Yep. Yes it will. The basic smelting factory. It needs power, of course. Ah, now this is an issue. That's the input, is it not? Oh no, that's the output actually. I think that's the output. So what we can do is grab some universal cable. Now I'm not sure. I think both of these are set to output. So this isn't going to make much of a difference. It's not going to just like cycle around. At least I don't think it is. You know what? Hang on a minute. Just to make sure it doesn't. Energy. We are going to... Why is that not doing it? Off. That should be disconnecting from there, but it's not. For whatever reason. Maybe it's there that it's not going to do it. I think we could do something like that anyway. So then it would just come out of this side and go around. And I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. So let me know if that is going to make much of a difference, guys. But I don't think it is, personally, myself. Now, the interesting thing to note is, when it comes to changing these, basically with the... I think it was the enrichment factory. Did I do it with the enrichment factory? I did. When you use the enrichment chamber, the original one, with all the upgrades on, to do it for the particular recipe for the basic factory, it will carry all of those upgrades that you had on your enrichment chamber into the factory that you've just crafted. So that's pretty useful. And again, the basic smelting factory, let's turn all of these off and then let's have auto eject on. And let's have a nice chest on the end. In fact, it might not be a bad idea to have another one of these modular storages on the end. But for the moment, we'll go with a chest. And that is going to be fantastic. So let's pop that there. And that is basically how this entire system is going to work. So if I think we're all right for that at the moment. This desperately needs sorting out. It really, really does. But this is working quite well, I think. We just need to take off... Where's the outputs? I don't think the top is an output, because I need to put the metallurgic infuser back down. But I don't want it to be... Right, that should be fine. The osmium compressor can go back down as well. And we've got a spare crusher for if we ever need to do any kind of crushing. In fact, let's pop this down here. Put a basic cable up on there. And then have a crusher just by itself over there. It's going to have no inputs. And it's going to have auto eject off, so that nothing. It's just so we've got, you know, the little jobs that we've got to do that needs just a crusher to crush things down. Then we can put them inside here, guys. But I think we're pretty much sorted for this. We just need a chest on the top here, or the hopper, should I say, on the top here, along with the chest to put the items in, which will eventually have like an ender chest attached to it, which goes over to the mining thing over there. But that's going to be pretty much sorted. So we want the items to go in on the top slot, which will be these. And then we want the items to go out on that side. It's on auto eject, so we don't have to worry about it. So that will be in and then out. This will also be in and then out. And this will also be in and then out. And then it'll go into the chest over here. So that should be pretty much sorted. What I'm going to do, guys... Have I got any ores inside here? I don't think I have. Oh, I do. Nice. Let's test this. Let's test this baby out. Let's test it out, guys. Now, I actually haven't got this fully upgraded with speeds and power just yet. This one is. No, it's not. Really? Oh, yeah, because I haven't actually upgraded my crusher. And that didn't have any power or speeds upgrades in that anyway. So the enrichment factory does, and the smelting factory does as well. But these two need speed upgrades and stuff like that, but which we'll sort out. We will sort out. Has that one got? No, it hasn't. This one does. I might be able to take the ones out of here, actually. But I do need this, so probably not. Right, let's put them in there. Now it's automatically going to go put down into here. We're going to put auto sort on so that it takes half the time. Now this should keep up because it's got its own electrolytic separator, so it should keep up absolutely fine. And that's going to bang these down. Then it's going to crush down the iron lumps. We're of course going to set this up to auto sort as well. And then the enrichment factory to auto sort. That's going to whip round to there. We're going to auto sort that as well. And then of course that ends up at the end. It takes literally about 2 seconds to get through these. Ew, bless me. That came out of nowhere. So yeah, this is looking alright. We just need to put some speed upgrades and some energy upgrades into this. We need to put some speed upgrades and some energy upgrades into this as well. Now, if we're going to go to the next stage, which is the 4 times ore production, we need to get into the shards. Now, this is where things get a little bit more difficult, because you need the chemical injection chamber to be able to do this. And it needs hydrogen chloride, which I'm not quite sure. I'm pressing left click to see how to actually produce hydrogen chloride. I would presume that you have to mix hydrogen with chloride. You know, just going out on a whim there. I'll have to have a look at a tutorial and figure out how to do this. But 3 times ore production would be absolutely stellar for the moment. This will be great. A hell of a lot faster as well when we come back from doing our mining and we just pile it all into here. And it'll be a hell of a lot faster once we've got all the speed upgrades. Let me get some speed upgrades. Let me get all this fully upgraded. Go out, do some mining, come back, and then I will show you guys just how fast this system is. I actually forgot, guys. I had this already mining, didn't I? So I've got this over here. It's absolutely chock-a-block, full of absolutely everything. So is this thing over here. Absolutely chocker. Load of emeralds as well. Load of diamonds. Fantastic. It's still got 6,366 to mine. So I've got to be careful here. But we've got a load of stuff that I'm going to just grab here and send through the system. I'm not going to get anything other than the ores currently. I'm just going to let it do its business. There we are. Got so much copper and iron. Oh, this is fantastic. Right, well, I've got a load of stuff for the moment. I'll let that continue to fill up. Right, let's fly home. I'm not a fan of how fast this is. It's not really fast at all, is it? And it's great having the ability to fly, because then I can just navigate easily all the terrain and stuff. But it's not very fast. It's not very fast at all. I think, can I put hover mode on? No. I think I've got to do something special to put hover mode on. I can't remember what it is. For the moment, though, here we go. Right. This has got all fully upgraded now. So, we're going to stick absolutely everything we own, starting with the iron, because I need iron more than all else. Here we are. That is a ton of iron. And then we're just going to go like this. Everything else is going to come flying through. So, let's take a look. Wow, my oxygen is not keeping up at all. Oh yeah, that's because of course I've increased the speed. I'm going to have to put some more upgrades inside the electrolytic separator. This is the bottleneck at the moment. So let me just grab all of this out of here. That is the bottleneck so far. Let's just grab all of this. Please. There we go. No. It's still not allowing us. Right, how much bloody iron is in there? I'm sure there was only one. Where the heck is this iron coming from? Oh. Okay, I'll let it off. I was like, what the hell? Where is this iron coming from? Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is put some more upgrades on this down here. Now what I'm going to do is, for the moment, I'll just take them out of this. That's annoying, is that red bar. So energy upgrades in first, and then the speed upgrades, and then we can pile all of the gold, the iron and stuff like that into there, and we can see just how fast this thing will work. But this should keep up to itself. It should keep up to itself. We'll just let this build up slowly. There we go. Shove that into there. Now it's slowly going to get a load of power. That's interesting, actually. How are we doing for power? Like I said, we should be on a net gain with all of these things anyway. So we should be fine. Now the only other bottleneck that we have is the pipe, the tube that's under here. Whether or not that's so pressurized. Yeah, that's 64 millibuckets per tick, capacity of 256. So I'm not sure, guys, on whether or not that will be sufficient enough. But let's pile the iron into here. That looks okay. It's not doing it enough. Now, we're not producing enough. So we might have to do 2 electrolytic separators just to power this one. I mean, it's still doing them okay-ish. But, I mean, this is the bottleneck right here. It needs more oxygen. Yeah, the speed upgrade's just not working for us there quick enough. I'm getting a little bit of hit to my thing. I think it's because of the updates that are coming on the machines themselves. And the fact that it's using so much power. Oh, look. Net gain. That's how I like to see it. But, I mean, this is a lot better than what we used to have. I'm just going to have to add another electrolytic separator to this system. And, you know, pile that full of energy upgrades and speed upgrades as well. And see if that actually fixes the issue. Currently, I think what we could do... I don't think that will work, actually. We might be able to do it from the bottom here. Because that pipe... We might be able to just extend this here and then do just like the exact same setup again. And then have it pumped into the front here. We might be able to do that. Let's see if I can do that really quickly. Alright guys, I've added in a second one. I had to mess around a little bit here because I couldn't get it to work. Now I've upgraded that pressurized tube just on the bottom there. I've put in another set with speed and energy increases on here as well. And it's going into the basic purifying factory. Everything is set up, ready and raring to go. Now we've just got to test it, guys. So let me grab the rest of the iron. Now fingers crossed 2 going at once will be enough. If not, then we're going to have to come up with another idea. This is with 2 at full speed, and look at that. It just cannot keep up. It cannot keep up whatsoever. Now, it's not the case that we haven't got water. It's just that it's just not crafting. It's not making the oxygen fast enough, to go with all of these. Now, what we could do is we could take a few of the speed upgrades off. Let's try a couple of the speed upgrades on this. Just to slow it down a tad. See if we can't get some more of these. I don't know, guys. I don't think that it's going to be able to work here. Let's drop it down to 2. It should start getting better. But it just doesn't seem to want to. Now that's crazy. I've got 2 fully souped up machines here. And it's just not enough. Still not enough. Yeah, it's just not keeping up whatsoever. We might have to take the speed upgrades completely off these. Oh, well I might be able to stick one on. Just stick one on and see what happens. Is it going to keep up? Well, this certainly doesn't have any gas in there. It seems to be keeping up with 1. Let's try 2. I'm pretty sure it won't, but let's try it. And there we are. It's constantly going. Well, it seems that 1 upgrade is going to be it, guys, and I can't do it any faster than that. It's just managing to keep up with 1 speed upgrade in there, so we'll leave it as is. And everything else should be fine. It'll rattle through all the rest. I mean, it's still pretty fast. It's still pretty fast, and this is when it's going 3 times the speed, of course, because it's doing 3 at once. So we can't really... we can't really whinge at that, can we? We can't really whinge at that. It's just managing to keep up. I think it's just managing to keep up. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Right, anyways, guys, that is going to be it for the end of today's episode. I managed to get 3 times ore production on the crack, which is great, because I've got a whole load of stuff to run through now. And, of course, that is doing its bit and bob over there to get me emeralds, which is fantastic. I've just got to get ender pearls. I think that's the next real thing that I need to get to is ender pearls, and to do that I'm going to want one of the spawners and stuff like that, so we'll have to sort that out anyway. That's going to be coming up over the next few episodes at least. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Happy the TOFF man as always. Stay safe.